Prominent social activist Medha Patkar, formerly of AAP, Dipender Huda of the Congress Party, join in this panel Raghav Chadda, Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party and Vani Tripathi Tikku of the BJP. Medha Patkar, my first question to you, if you can hear me, is how do you view the sudden interest all political parties are now taking over farmer suicides? They suddenly seem to have woken up to the issue, especially after the suicide of Gajendra Singh.
Later is never than is better than never, but unfortunately it shouldn't be just the incident-based reaction, or it shouldn't be only limited to the enactment of 2013. Of course, the suicides are taking place every 3 hours. 6 farmers are committing suicide, and 200 of them are trying to commit suicide. And all these statistics and facts are out in the public domain by P. Sainath and so many other researchers and the farmers themselves. And yet there is no basic decisions taken by the ruling parties. That is why we feel anguished that when they are raising the issue, I know we have all tears in our eyes. And how did that incident happen, and how was it handled? All these are also issues. But the basic crux of the matter for which probably Gajendra Singh laid his life is to be sensitive to and decide the policies and acts all in favor of farmers. Behave like an agrarian economy and behave like the kings if you are of the agrarian communities. That is not done, and that's why the inequity is really grappling the farmers' lives and livelihoods. So the basic changes only will change the situation of suicides, otherwise not. No amount of debt, whether Rahul Gandhi declares it or Narendra Modi, is going to help. And now the Modi government is absolutely anti-farmer, so they cannot even blame only Aam Aadmi Party, which has not shown the sensitivity during the incidents. No doubt we are also pained to see what happened yesterday.
Well, you may mention that BJP is anti-farmer. I'd like to go to Dipender Huda. Dipender, I don't know if you saw the pictures there. There are a couple of your MPs who just went off to sleep today in Parliament. When this debate on farmers was going on, there were 2 MPs who were snoozing away. And many felt this is a reflection of the overall attitude of the Congress party towards the agrarian crisis in this country. Rahul Gandhi now probably needs to have a conversation with these 2 members of parliament. But what was Rahul Gandhi doing when 40,000 farmers committed suicide between 2011 and 2013 when the UPA government was ruling at the centre?
Arnab, first of all, I think when you started, you said that suddenly after the unfortunate incident of Gajendra Singh's suicide, there's been spark in interest as far as the whole issue is concerned, which is absolutely not true. If you look at the last 6 to 8 months, and especially after the crop price crash during the last Kharif season, the paddy, I'm talking about starting from then, we have been raising this issue both in Parliament and on the streets. I mean, Rahulji's speech was before, for example, this particular incident, and so was our public meeting, the Kisan rally, which was on the last, we held that rally on last Sunday. And even before that, multitudes of issues have created this agrarian crisis over the last 1 year. If you look at
the agrarian crisis a 1-year-old crisis? I refuse to believe that. Is the agrarian crisis a 1-year-old crisis?
That's what I'm coming at. That's what I'm coming at. So if you look at just basic statistics, average growth rate over the last 10 years as far as agriculture growth rate is concerned was more than 4%, 4.1%. Last 1 year, suddenly as the government is trumpeting the growth rate, increase in growth rate overall of the economy to 7.4%, agrarian growth rate has dropped down to 1.1%. And how has that happened?
Don't hide behind statistics, Mr. Huda.
Decrease in MSP increase.
If you want to put statistics, I have just one question for you. No, a statistic in turn, Mr. Huda, please tell me. It's all right, 4.1%, 1% and all that. I just want to know from you, why did 13,754 farmers kill themselves in a single year, 2012? Why?
Arnab, let me complete. I mean, if you look at this problem from any dimension, and I can throw as many statistics as you like for last 1 year, and you can look at it and check yourself. For example, one telling statistics is sale of motorcycles in rural areas, sale of tractors in rural areas. After 15 years, this is the first year where sale of rural motorcycles has seen a dip. And again, after 20 years, the rural tractor
I'm
sale
not
of rural
discussing
tractors has
motorcycles,
gone down.
I'm discussing lives. This is very
absolutely-
insensitive.
This absolutely is.
I'm not discussing
it's very important.
motorcycles, I'm discussing lives.
No, it is very
I'm
telling.
discussing
Sir,
lives.
sir, Arnab, I'm sorry. Arnab, I'm sorry. You let me complete. It's very much linked to the policies pursued in the last 1 year. If you look at the MSP price increase, very minimal price increase was given. Average price increase of 10% over the last decade has been reduced to just 1 or 2% in the last year, 50 rupees only for paddy and wheat.
Are you aware?
Then the urea crisis. Then the urea
Are you
crisis.
aware?
The reason why all these points are relevant, and then just a very minimal increase in the agri credit, which is offered to farmers,
two counters.
supposed to be offered to farmers
Mr.
next year.
Huda,
All these
Mr.
are
Huda, there
relevant
are two
because,
counters to your argument.
Arnab,
No, Mr. Huda, 1 minute. There are two counters
Yeah.
coming into your argument. You have statistics, some are statistics on your side. I'm only making a point tonight. You can use the sale of motorcycles, the dip in the sale of motorcycles to say rural economy is down, etc. I'm sorry, we're not discussing motorcycles, we're discussing human lives. Now, there are two counters coming your way, and I want to add one statistic before you come. I see Gaurav Bhatia's hand up. My point is, one statistic I want to share. I don't know. Today, Rahul Gandhi talks of agrarian crisis. 1 lakh farmers. Let this stun the viewer. 100,000 farmers, 0.1 million farmers committed suicide during the UPA government's tenure. Where was the crisis then? Where was Rahul Gandhi then? Where was the sensitivity then? Where was the responsiveness then? Gaurav Bhatia, the situation isn't better in Uttar Pradesh, but if you want to rebut tonight, and if this helps bring the issue to the fore, you can. Gaurav Bhatia to Dipender Huda, please. Go ahead. I'll come to you, Anu.
Yes. Arnab, I would start by discussing this incident where a farmer, Gajendra, committed suicide. I would say the most disturbing part is the insensitivity of the AAP leaders, because I was reading this entire incident lasted for more than an hour, and all the top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party were very much aware that the farmer has climbed the tree and he might do something untoward. But as I read in the newspaper, they were busy giving speeches. They were trying to incite feelings in the people who were attending the rally, but nobody bothered even to climb the tree or to save that precious life.
Respond to that.
Now,
I have to respond to that.
Now, second, I think the most disturbing thing is why are farmers committing suicide? I think the two major factors which have recently occurred. One is the bad weather that has destroyed the crops, and for which the central government has not provided enough help to the state governments to distribute funds immediately. The state of UP has done it from its own exchequer, but the central government has remained silent. And second is the land acquisition bill, which has been time and again pressed by all the top leaders of BJP without consulting the farmers, who are the biggest stakeholders. And I think that shows how anti-farmer the BJP government is and how insensitive they are when many farmers are losing lives. They are still busy getting ordinances and pushing a bill which actually takes away from the previous act, which is pro-farmer.
Dipender Huda wants to rebut you, and I will let him. 1 second. Dipender Huda wants to rebut you. We got limited time. I'll let him come in for that. I will only make a limited point. You cannot tell me when there is a 70 kg birthday cake, a buggy from London, and a filmy show which happens at a Neta's birthday party that it is for shortage of funds. It is for shortage of funds that you can't help the farmer.
We have also debated the buggy.
I'd like to get Dipender to respond to you.
Examples of what exemplary work the state of UP government has done. I can tell you about loan waivers. I can tell you about how funds have been given to the farmers up to
All
the
I'm
tune of
saying
700 crores only in the state of UP.
Gaurav, why are you getting angry?
But today,
all I'm saying is this passing the buck will not help now. You understand this? You understand this, Gaurav? Gaurav, let me tell you. You want
because farmers are dying and the central government is not doing enough.
Really, you pass the buck between central government and state government? What are you, the messiahs? What kind of messiah? What kind of messiah farmers would allow a poor farmer in Mohara to end his own life because after being debt-ridden because he finds no alternative? Well, Dipinder wants to respond to you. Sir, please, tonight you're all projecting yourself as sudden messiahs of the farmers. Very interesting. Medha Patkar is smiling. Raghav, I'm coming to you. Dipinder wanted to respond. Dipinder, please, after that. After Dipinder.
No one is doing that. Nobody is projecting.
Dipinder, who is responding to
Of farmers, we are discussing an issue.
Dipinder Huda's turn.
I think this is a very, very sensitive issue, and I hope that everybody, we have to, we need to keep our voices in control and our emotions in control while we discuss this. It's a very, very sensitive and important issue. I think the point that I was also going to make was what's deeply disturbing or deeply disappointing rather for me today as well. When I raised this matter in the Parliament, if you Arnab recall, in my initial comments, was the first one to say that I'm not going to do any politics on this, and I'm not going to look at it from any political prism. And we are humans first, and the politician or media or policeman or anybody else later on. I mean, what we do is different, but we are humans first, and this needs to be looked from that angle. But what's deeply disappointing was the response from both the Home Minister and the Prime Minister. The farmers has had really bad last 1 year. The farmers of this country and all the pointers that I was pointing to earlier. Agrarian crisis is brewing up in the countryside. Please let me complete.
What about the NSP? What about the compensation and the percentage which has been raised for the farmers?
Please let me complete, ma'am, and then you can make your point.
Let me remind you, Mr. Huda, because this broad stroking that the government is anti-farmer, the government is anti-farmer is not even a headline in the newspaper anymore.
You can please, ma'am, please let me complete, and then you can make your point. I do not want to be.
But Mr. Huda, I have something to say to this lecture that you're giving.
Politicking frankly today. No, I really do not. What was deeply disappointing, see, the farmers, there is a agrarian crisis brewing up in the countryside from whatever measures you want to, measure it by. And everybody knows that last 1 year has been really bad, and unseasonal rainfall.
Why last 1 year?
What happened between 2011 and
aggravating the whole situation. They need compensation now. I mean, we need to talk about how to address this. We need to talk about how to address this immediately. And you look at the response of the Prime Minister and Honorable Home Minister, they had nothing to say. There was not one single word on the compensation. We need increased compensation. What they have announced, what the increase was of what they have announced is a joke. We need a compensation of at least 25 to 30,000 per acre for wheat farmer. If you go to the villages and the farmers,
can I tell you the kind of compensation that was being given?
We need a bonus.
Can I tell you
bonus per quintal on the wheat to be declared. That's our demand. And we need
the nub of the issue. Dipinder, I agree with you on compensation, and I appreciate the fact. I appreciate the fact that you don't want to make it political. Watch it. I appreciate the fact. Just a minute. Can I come back into this? I appreciate the fact that he says I don't want to make it political. I, however, Dipinder, don't respond to this, but I feel when 100,000 farmers have died over so many years, so many last 10 years of your tenure, when 14,000 farmers died only in 2011, right? In Maharashtra, by the way, 33,702 farmers during the years of Congress NCP rule ended their life. Medha Patkar can tell you about it. 12,000 farmers in Karnataka during Chief Minister S.M. Krishna's tenure have died. Can the Congress party now say that this is a 1 year old problem, as if we've discovered it over the last 1 year? Or is it a problem that has persisted and we've not looked at hard enough? All parties, including the Aam Aadmi Party. Medha Patkar, please.
Can I?
I say, yes, I agree with you, Anand, that last 1 decade's analysis is a must. Last 1 decade's analysis is a must. And in Vidarbha, part of Maharashtra, for example, every day 3 to sometimes 9 farmers committing suicide. It doesn't shake the country, it doesn't shake the society, and it least shakes the state. And the politicians who beg for votes every election turn back towards corporates immediately after the election. Otherwise, the problem can be easily solved just by changing the valuation framework. Valuation of the products coming out of mechanized industries should be compared with the valuation of the products coming out of the real enterprise that feeds us, that really fulfills the basic needs of the human society, which is farming. And even if there is a natural calamity, this crisis of inequity, not giving the due value for the agricultural produce, issues. BJP now has reduced the subsidies even in Madhya Pradesh, kind of their own state. Congress also went to the 2013 Act, but not beyond, up to a limit they did, but not beyond that. Right to food is okay, but food security will come only if the agricultural land is saved and the farmers' lives are saved by making it profitable, not non-profitable. Don't use the compound interest rate when you give loans, and don't only keep giving loan packages. Give them security through their own livelihood, their own labor, their own natural resources. And this must happen.
At this point,
otherwise the society
a small intervention from my side. I feel what has happened here is that suddenly the national focus has come in on this issue. Neither Congress, BJP, no party has been able to discuss, detect or resolve the plight of distressed agricultural class in our country. As a case in point, I want to share something. The Samajwadi Party, by the way, tonight, I'm not targeting you, but my information is that in Faizabad, which is very much in Uttar Pradesh, compensation between 75 rupees and 330 rupees each has been given to farmers in the month of April. I want to ask you, how long do you survive with 300 rupees?
Arnab, can I respond to that?
No, how long do you survive? And by the way, Azam Khan and the BJP who are quick to gun at each other on communal issues.
Can I
They're easy to
respond to
divide people. And the greatest, I want to just complete one point. In this country, Gaurav, I'm very angry on this tonight, because in this country, politicians using issues like the beef ban and other issues even want to divide people on the basis of what they eat and their religion.
I think you will get your answer.
Do you get 300 rupees as compensation? What would you eat, Gaurav Bhatia, with 300 rupees? How long would you survive with 300 rupees?
Can you just bear with me? I will answer that. Yes, Arnab, the central government declared minimum compensation to be rupees 750. The state government of UP raised it to 1500, that's double. And you are right, in some cases checks were given on account of not following the policy decision. Immediate action was taken and those checks were replaced also.
There you are.
And we have distributed compensation to more.
9 lakh farmers. 3 minutes of the debate.
You don't want to
One of you go first. Either Raghav.
I just want to highlight. Raghav cannot laugh.
Please, you have to let me. You have to let me say something.
Nobody has abated in this society but the Aam Aadmi Party. So let not Raghav try at least.
Okay, let me highlight whatever. Raghav will respond now to Gaurav Bhatia. Raghav can respond to Gaurav Bhatia, please.
Can I just make my point? Arnab, give me a point.
Limited time, I need Raghav to respond.
Let me just make my point.
You made all the points. You have to listen to the other side. Please. No, he's
Raghav, go ahead.
The maximum number of points on the show. Please bring me in.
Just make my point. Arnab,
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, I've heard your questions. Now please, you have to listen to the other person also.
Government has done it so far.
This is
Your point is taken. I have limited time, only for time I'm going to Raghav.
So you should allow me to make my point.
No, if you start giving figures, Mr. Bhatia, then I will say that my chief minister has given 50,000 rupees a hectare, which is highest in the history of independent India as a compensation to the farmers, but I will not get to that. I will not get to that. I will answer. Hold on. I can do the answering. Mr. Bhatia, if you have, please have the patience to listen to the other side of the story. Please, for God's sake.
That is the question.
I will reply. Now you have to listen. Please allow me the courtesy, sir, to reply, and please listen to my argument in entirety. I can embarrass you beyond limits by giving you figures of what is the plight of the farmers in Uttar Pradesh.
You are embarrassed yourself, Raghav. How will you embarrass me? I think today the Aam Aadmi Party is embarrassed.
Please, Mr. Goswami.
Don't worry about
Mr. Goswami, can you stop
the farmers?
I mean, I can only speak when this cacophony stops. I mean, this cacophony needs to stop. Mr. Bhatia, now please listen to me.
So
you began with making charges against the Aam Aadmi Party. No, I will. I want to. You do not know the full facts of the case, and you will not question the role of the police also in this matter, and you will level charges against the Aam Aadmi Party leaders, because in your state the prime responsibility of the police is to go and search buffaloes of Azam Khan. That's the reality of Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So I do not even wish to respond to
Chadda,
you and
Gaurav Bhatia,
your comments
Deepinder
to
Huda,
respond. Rather than the larger
Raghav,
question,
Deepinder,
on the larger question,
Gaurav, Gaurav, Medha Patkar and Vani. I'm only wrapping this up for want of time. I'm only wrapping this up for want of time. I'm saying tonight with every sincerity tonight, I'm putting this across to all political parties. Please understand this. This squabble has not helped. Let us look at this as a moment of epiphany for India's political class, that they arise and awake from this moment and realize that farmers, even if they don't look upon them as just a vote bank, they owe some responsibility. If one large chunk of this country are killing themselves in the thousands, this is the time to come together. I thank you all very much for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.